told Joe for sure though. Now, the stories I tell are true stories. You know, some of them are glamorous, other ones are not so glamorous. This story is not so glamorous. It doesn't paint me in a good light at all. But I'm gonna tell it anyway. Um, so as you all know, I've been doing music all my life. I would say since the age of 12. We'll just say since the age of 12, I've been actively writing music and producing music, so to speak. I wasn't producing music at 12, but I was doing what a lot of other artists and producers have done, where you catch the instrument on the end of the beat, you record it and stop or pause it, rewind it, play it back, then record it and loop it like that. That's what I was doing. So boom. Age of 12, since the age of 12 I've been doing music. Okay, I would say my last year of high school, I was just, producing my own, because, I started off doing music with my friends in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Doing music with them, recording albums. We was recording whole songs and making albums. So, I've been doing it with them, starting out with my friends. And it came a point where everybody went their own separate ways. I would say from 12 to about 17, it was with my friends. And then I was solo after that. But I was always able to write songs on my own. So when I would say since the age of 17, I've been solo. It's been people coming in and out, but I always been producing for everybody in the neighborhood. I didn't got a song on at least everybody in my neighborhood. Not all people, but it's a couple people that passed on, like Tony Goss. I got a song with him, and DJ Lockhart. I got a song with him. So that just goes to show you. And Keith Butler. I got a song with Keith Butler, my boy, who passed. I got a song with him too. So that just goes to show you that I did all the recording for the neighborhood coming up. So by the age of 17, you could say I was solo, and I was producing beats for different people. And it was a local group, I ain't gonna mention nobody's names, because I don't know how nobody feel about it. But it's not gonna paint them in a bad light. None of them, it is what it is. But anyway, I was producing for a group, a neighborhood over from Winsome. So I was producing for a group, and I did maybe 8 beats or something, and I was only charging $20 a beat. I didn't know what to charge for the beat. I would have just gave, it didn't mean nothing then, because you don't know value when you just starting out. You hear about people charging, but you don't know what to charge. And then, by it being, neighborhood stuff, you just like, shit, man, I just was charging $20 a beat. And let's just say I had maybe 8 beats, and they bought them. So I remember going to the studio with them one time to track out some of the beats, try to get all the instruments on a different track, so they can mix it. I forget how that session went, but I know in between that session and in between, the next time I talked to them, I had hooked up with a local record label. I hooked up with Boss Man Records, ain't no secret. I had hooked up with Boss Man, and I was signed to Boss Man. So in between that time of me selling them the beats and them calling me, let's just say a month later, I signed with Boss Man Records. So when they called me saying, hey man, we need you to come back to the studio and track the beats out, I'm like, cool, no problem. Then I tell, Boss Man, hey man, these guys I sold some beats to, they want me to come back to the studio to track the beats out. He a businessman, he instantly say, well, how much they paying? I'm like, they already paid for the beats. I told him what they paid for the beats, and he was like, what? He couldn't believe that, motherfucker would sell beats for so cheap. But I didn't know. How would I have been able to know? So instantly, It caused a rift. They mad because he charging more money. So next thing you know, their manager and him and my boss man is, going back and forth on how they could work things out. And long story short, they didn't want to pay no more money to, get nothing done, which I can understand. The deal was done. I mean, we just need you to come track it out. And they needed me to track it out like let's just say at a pivotal time. They didn't set the time aside to get this done so they can have the project done. And me signing with the boss just caused an instant rift because the boss like, nah, we need more money. And plus it ain't even no paperwork behind none of this shit. And then he like, the little bit of money that y'all did pay for it, man, shit, y'all just take what you get. Basically. So that's how that went. Maybe I talked to one or two of them on the phone and they was mad, and I was telling them, I did feel bad about the shit. But I'm like, man, it's just, this is what I'm working with right now. This is who I'm dealing with, and this just how it's gonna have to go. Y'all just gonna have to go through the boss. So we didn't do nothing. Man, I'd say about a week or so later, I'm at the gas station on Nation Forward, man, and I see one of the niggas, you know what I'm saying? I pull up to the pump. I ain't even get a chance to cut the car off or nothing. I roll the window down, and I'm hollering at him like, man. He was like, man, that's messed up, man. You ain't gonna get to do the beats. And I'm like, trying to explain, like, yeah, man, I mean, I want to do it, but it's such and such, and the motherfucker just stole me. Boom. And then I just reacted by fucking pulling the fuck off. Motherfucker stole me. I pulled the fuck off. Mad and shit, talking shit in the car, but I just went home and called the fucking boss on the phone. Man, this motherfucker just hit me, man. Give me a gun. I'm finna go kill him. Some dumb ass shit like that. And, I didn't do nothing. I didn't go back and retaliate or nothing like that. Number one, I felt bad because of how the deal went. And then, I don't know. I just didn't go back and retaliate. I ain't go back. I was just like, man, this some bullshit. But at the same time, I understand where they coming from. But, eventually, we just got over that shit. They moved on. The group broke up. The motherfucker who hit me, we wind up still being cool to this day. So, I just looked at it like bad business. You know what I'm saying? It was just a bad business deal. I think I should have fought back at that pump. But my reaction was just to pull off, man. I guess I felt guilty about the whole shit, you know what I'm saying? So, and I could have called motherfuckers. I had some people I could have called. Y'all know my cousin Peebo. But, I just was like, man, fuck that shit. After I was mad and, was talking my shit afterwards, I was just like, man, fuck it. I went to the studio and made me a record. An angry ass record, but that was it. But afterwards, man, like I said, they did what they did with the records, and then the group broke up, and then it was only a 2-man group, and then they went and pushed and kept on going. But yeah, man, that was just one of them deals. I think I should have still did the deal. I don't think I think I shouldn't have told the boss because I did the deal prior to him. So I should have just went on ahead and went to the studio and tracked that shit out because it's just music that's dead. It didn't go nowhere. It didn't get to see the light of day. And those were good records. You know what I'm saying? Those were good beats. I don't know what kind of songs they had to them, but I know those were good beats. But yeah, man, that's just a chronicle in one of the days in the music world when, the tables didn't turn in my favor. But after that, I stuck it out with the boss, and man, we went on tour. Making records, promoting records, doing a lot of shit. But yeah, man, that's just one of them things, man. That's one of the first instances in the music where the business went bad. Now I didn't have since then. It's done been a lot of situations where it then went bad, and the tables was in my favor. So, but that's just one story. And I felt like, man, instead of trying to tell all these glory stories, man, I should tell a story where it doesn't paint me in a good picture. To be vulnerable. To show a motherfucker that I am being for real. And it's real. And I'm being honest about everything I tell a person, because I wouldn't even waste my motherfucking time, trying to tell nobody nothing, especially no fucking lies. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to share that real story of how shit went bad in the music. And I never sold no fucking beats that cheap ever again in life. $20 a beat, but how I was doing, how would you know? How would you know until you know? You don't know until you know. But yeah,